Hi Super Minis, this is going to be your week 2 ballet class. Make sure that you start your warm-up with my stretching video that I sent out last week. So again, that's going to be something that you start with every single week, and then you will come to the current week's video. So this will be what you do right after your stretch class or video. All right, so we're gonna start standing up and we are gonna do some plies. We're gonna try a few grand plies in first and second position today. So that's kind of a newer thing that most of us haven't done with me quite yet, but I think we'll be able to handle it at home. We're also going to review fifth position, and we're going to do some releves as well. All right, so find some space, stand on up, and we'll start with some plies in first position, or as you like to call it, our pizza slice position. All right, heels together, toes apart, hands on hips. We're going to do a demi-plie 1, stretch 2, plie 3. Stretch 4. We're going to take the arms out to the side. We're going to try to grand plie. Coming back up. Good. 2 more demi-plies. Make sure we're not sticking our butts out. Keep the booty down. Rise up. Lower down. Same thing. We go tendu to second. Demi. And stretch. And demi. And stretch. We keep the heels on the floor. We take a deeper plie. Coming up. 2 more plies. And stretch. Plie. And stretch. Releve up. And lower. We're going to tendu. Fifth. Plie. Stretch. Plie. And stretch. Just stand and find your fifth position. And we tendu, close it back, so we switch our feet. Last time, plie. Stretch. And plie. Stretch, just find your fifth, standing nice and tall. Tendu back to first. 1 more, plie. And stretch. Releve. Take the arms to first. See if you can really squeeze and hold without walking around on your releve. When we take our arms to fifth. Good, and finish. Good job. All right, the next thing we're gonna do, we're gonna work on our chaînes. Okay, so that's gonna go up to our releve, unless you're on a very squishy or plush carpeted area. You might want to just practice staying on flat and just practice walking, and we're going to start turning over our right shoulder. Okay, so remember, you still start in your pizza slice. We go up onto our tippy toes if you can. We're going to try to work on spotting, so find something that you can look at while you're turning. And remember, our hands are going to be on top of our shoulders. Make sure I get one line all the way across, and then as we go along, they don't start to go down. All right, here we go. Good. How do we do? Did we do okay? Did we turn over the correct shoulder? I think we should try it one more time, that same side, all right? So scoot back. In our first position, beautiful shoulders. 7, releve 8, and over the right shoulder. Good. All right, either go back to where you started but face the other way, or start on the other side of your room so we can turn over that left shoulder, okay? We're going to keep our belly nice and squeezed, so we're one flat line. 7, releve 8, and to the left shoulder. Make sure you're looking where you're going so you can spot. How about we try that side one more time? 5, 6, do. This is also something that we haven't done before, but we have done grand battement devant and derriere. So we've done it to the front and back. And today we're gonna add in some grand battements a la seconde, which means to the side. Okay, just like when we do them to the front or back, we will alternate legs. You still get to step forward, so you don't have to step backwards like we do for derriere. Okay, so I'm gonna get up and demonstrate that for you, and then we'll do it all together with some music, okay? So your arms are still gonna be out to your side in a jazz second. And remember, just like everything else when we have this position of the arms, we're trying to make sure as we go about that we don't press them back behind us, okay? So, you're gonna take one step forward, and you're gonna brush your leg to the side, okay? If you do get your leg up close to your arm, that's great. If not, no worries, but if it does go up towards your arm, make sure that your toe does go behind your arm and not in front, okay? Because then we're gonna start turning in our legs, which I don't want, okay? So you'll go step, and brush, and step, and brush, and step, and brush, and step, and brush. That's it, okay? Something to think about, and your parents can kind of help you out with this, especially if you don't have a mirror to kind of look at yourself. Try as best as you can to keep your hips, so our headlights are going to be best friends and stay next to each other. What we don't want to happen is for one to get hiked up, okay? So we're trying to keep them as much as possible right next to each other in a straight line, okay? Here we go. 7, 8. Step and brush, step, brush. Also make sure we don't tip like a teapot. Keep the arms in one line. Brush, 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 brush. 2 more. Step, brush, step, brush. Good. Shake it out for a second. We're gonna try one more time. Make sure as soon as your foot comes off the floor that you point them as hard as you can. Ready? 6, 7, arms out. Step, brush, step, brush. Again, don't lean. Step, brush, step, brush. 2 more. Last one. Good. All right. We did this, I think, probably right before Christmas. We're gonna do something that's called a spring point. Okay, so essentially what happens, it's more of a hop. So we've been talking a lot about the difference between a hop and a jump. So a jump means that you leave the floor and I get pointed toes in the air. A hop doesn't necessarily mean that you have to leave the floor. It's just like a little tiny bunny hop, but we're not gonna totally be able to point our feet in the air. So think more of like a hop chug, which I know that might sound a little difficult, but it's pretty easy. What happens is you're gonna alternate your feet. So like we just did in our grand battements, we did alternating legs. Okay, so for this, you are going to alternate your feet. One foot is going to be on the floor flat in a plie, and the other one's gonna be in a tendu, okay? So what that looks like, we're gonna have our hands on our hips for this, is you're gonna bend both legs, and then you're gonna stretch one leg out to a tendu. Okay, so if you look at that from the side, that's what that looks like. And then as you jump, you will travel forward when we actually do this, but so I don't move out of the frame, I'm gonna stay in one spot for right now. I'm gonna do a little shug hop, and I'm gonna switch. Okay, so we don't want 2 feet on the ground, one foot does have to point. So you want all of your weight on this back leg that's in a plie, and notice I'm not on releve, so make sure your heel is connected to the floor, okay? You don't want weight on this front foot, otherwise if you're pointing your toe, it's gonna hurt, okay? So you have to pretend like I'm making you do these off the floor, okay? So that's how much weight needs to be on that back leg. Okay, so I'm going towards you, trying to travel, so you can see you have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6, 7, 7, 8. So notice, again, it's more of a hop. I'm not jumping so much that I'm totally leaving the floor. I'm just jumping just enough so I can travel and switch my feet, okay? If I do it to the side, this is what it looks like. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. Okay, do we think we can give that a try with some music? All right, just make sure, again, that all that weight stays on that back foot and our heel stays connected to the floor. Okay, this is not going to be good for, again, that Achilles tendon that we talked about a little bit last week. 6, 7, 8. 1, and switch. Switch, we're gonna do our marches on releve. So again, our hands will be on our hips for this. Just try to make sure that you're stepping right in front of the other foot so we don't start to wander to one side. So we're trying to go straight down the middle, okay? Make sure we're gonna do jazz passe, so you don't have to worry about turning out our feet, but still make sure that our knee is also pointing straight forward. We don't let it wander off to either side. Okay, make sure again that our stomachs are nice and squeezed so I don't get a little bit of a sway back. Make sure again our elbows are pressing forward. And then make sure we're pulling up our passe high enough. So you have to really find the side of that knee and you need to feel it with your big toe. Okay, so I don't want any disconnected passes. Make sure that we're squeezing it to the side of our leg. 6, releve, up, up, and up, and up, and up, 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 pull it up, and up, up, last one, up, good. Try it one more time, we're going to go a little bit faster. 5, 6, 7, releve, up. March, step, up, up, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Good. All right, last thing we're gonna do, if you have a small little something, a stuffed animal, I don't know, a book or something, you can put it out in the middle of the floor because guess what, we're gonna practice some leaps. It doesn't necessarily have to be anything big or tall, just something that will help you visualize and help you get off the floor a little bit more, okay? So let's just do, we won't do a chasse into it, we'll just do our normal run and try to leap over it. Remember, a couple things we're thinking about is one, making sure our front foot is not flexed and make sure that it is pointed. We are doing, there are two kinds of leaps in ballet. You have a straight leg brush, so you know how we do our grand bas front, we keep our legs nice and straight. That type of leap is called a grand jeté, and then we also have a leap that's called a saut de chat. And the saut de chat is what we've been working on, and it's when your front leg gets to develop, okay? So it just gets to bend and stretch. However, when we are landing, we love to let that back leg also bend a little too prematurely, which means too soon. So we need to keep working on keeping it straight until our front foot has landed, and then it can bend a little bit to follow through, but definitely not enough to kick ourselves in the behind, okay? So, just in case we forgot what that looks like, I doubt we did, but I will demonstrate once before I turn on the music and we try it all together. Okay, I will probably, well, it might come out of the frame, but you're gonna run up to whatever you've decided to jump over, and we're gonna use our right leg. Just make sure that you figure out what hand, if you're a right-handed person, just make sure you say hello and tap that right leg. Okay, so you're gonna run, and you're gonna leap over your stuffed animal or whatever's in the middle, okay? All right, let's try that a few times. We'll use the same leg. Let's do it 4 times with the right leg and 4 times with the left leg, okay? Ready, and run, leap. Get set back up, we'll do it again. Ready, and run, leap. 2 more times. Okay, really focus on stretching 2 legs. Ready? Run, leap. Last time, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Run and leap. All right, how we do? All right, we're gonna do it again. Switching legs. Okay, so for most of us, that is the leg that we don't like to use. You gotta make sure that we are doing a développé with that front leg. Though also make sure that you don't kick whatever you are jumping over, okay? Make sure you're pressing off your back leg and of course pointing 2 feet, okay? 2 feet are leaving the floor, so you need to make sure that 2 feet are pointing, all right? Here we go, so left leg, and we'll do it 4 times. 5, 6, 7, and 8. Run, leap. 5, 6, 7, and 8. going to wrap up our class for today. Remember, like I said at the beginning, make sure that you start this video with your stretch. If you did forget, then just go ahead and do it now. And also, if you find yourself bored with nothing to do on any of the other days of the week, you can definitely go ahead and watch my stretch video every single day to keep working on that flexibility, okay? All right, I miss you guys. Have a great rest of your weekend. I will see you next week. All right, bye.